swing. It's down. He goes.
10 seconds to us. 7, 6, 5.
NBC Sports presents the 1973 Orange Bowl game. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame meeting the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. And brought to you by Pontiac. The wide track people have a way with cars. And by Goodyear, makers of the new custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by Texaco and the many thousands of independent Texaco retailers and distributors in all 50 states. I'm Jim Simpson along with Kyle Rote. Well, for the third consecutive year, Nebraska is here. This year, however, no chance to win the national title. Southern California has just done that in most convincing fashion. But for Bob Devaney, this is his final game as a coach in the collegiate ranks. And it'll be Ara Persigan of Notre Dame. He is 8-2-0. But now let us quickly, Kyle, we'll get to you in a moment, but let us go down to the field and our pregame pageantry, which has already begun.
America, look down here. Who am I? Well, I thought you knew me. I'm the youth of America. Hey, don't turn your back. There's something I want to say to you. What's that? You're not interested in me? You're worried about the country's future because of me? Hey, look again, won't you? That's it. Look here, in the right places. Surprised? Sure, it's me. I've been here all the time, but you've been looking in the wrong direction. Hey, I understand. There's always doubt toward a new generation. But look, you're too uptight. Relax. For as certain as you and I will grow older, it is also certain that I will mature and become as responsible as you have. And I'll surely see that you and our United States shall be secure in your late years. What's that? You feel better towards me now? Gee, I hoped you would. You see, I'm a proud American, too. Listen now, as the youth here on this field tonight present for you their own special rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Well, Kyle and I have been coming down here for many years now, and we never fail to be amazed and impressed by the pageantry of the Orange Bowl. In a moment, and we'll game in a moment. Notre Dame will be introduced. They are 8-2-0 appearance. They appeared in the 1925 Rose Bowl and in 2 Cotton Bowls. And for Nebraska, as we started to say, they are appearing in the unprecedented 3rd consecutive Orange Bowl game. In other years, they won the national championship here. This year, as Johnny Rodgers said, they are in it for the pride. But the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, and there they are, 8-2-0. Many people picked them to be 6-4 this year. They lost so many from their defensive unit that our Parsegian, one of the great coaches in Notre Dame history, has put together a winning squad. And now Notre Dame is being introduced. And these folks have been here before, Nebraska. Notre Dame and Nebraska out on the field ready for the opening kickoff. And we'll be right back. Start of the 1973 Orange Bowl game in Miami, Florida in just a moment. Dumbler and the officials tonight from the Big 8, Vance Carlson, the referee, Wendell Winkler, the linesman, Bill Osborne, the back judge. The Big 10 officials tonight, Ed Herbert, the umpire, Bob Dangenhart, the field judge, and Dick Walterhouse, the clock operator. The flip of the coin, John Dampier, 67. 75 is Greg Marks for Notre Dame. 54 is Doug Dumbler for Nebraska. And 55, defensive captain Bill Jansen. And here's the flip. Carlson talking now to Nebraska. Notre Dame says it wants to go that way, so it is obvious that Nebraska has won the toss and will receive. Notre Dame will kick off as these two teams are getting ready to meet for the first time in 25 years. And now, while we do have a moment, Kyle, what are your thoughts of tonight's game?
Well, you know, a lot of people, Notre Dame is the underdog coming into the game, and you always address your thoughts to what the underdog can do to equalize the game. And from Notre Dame's standpoint, they run a lot. They run well. I think tonight, though, we'll be seeing them put the ball in there a lot more because the Nebraska defensive unit ranked 4th nationally on defense. Outstanding, very strong, very tough. Don't give up much yardage on the ground. So I think we'll see young Tom Clements, the Notre Dame quarterback, going into the air quite a bit more than he would normally do. The other key to it, I think, is really what the Notre Dame defense can do to stop the Nebraska offense. Nebraska, a powerful offensive unit, and especially when you have a fellow on the field named Johnny Rodgers. We'll talk more about him. I'm sure we'll see a great deal of him tonight. But how you stop him, a lot of people are still trying to answer that question around the country, teams that have faced Johnny Rodgers in Nebraska.
There's Johnny Rodgers. He's the one that's doing the little dance there. Number 20, the Heisman Trophy winner, Rich Baugh. Number 24 is back with him. Rodgers last year when Nebraska defeated Alabama, returned one punt, 77 yards for a score that was instrumental in breaking that game apart. Notre Dame is huddling at the other end of the field. As we said, they're in the 1925 Rose Bowl. They've been in 2 Cotton Bowls. They're 2-1-0, and we welcome them to Miami, Florida, for the first time ever playing in the Orange Bowl Classic of 1973. That is Bob Thomas, who is going to kick off tonight. Normally Cliff Brown does. Thomas is the extra point and conversion man, but Bob Thomas will kick off. And now, the 1973 Orange Bowl Classic is underway as Thomas of Notre Dame kicks off to Rodgers and Baugh of Nebraska. Short kick off the hand, picked up by Rodgers. Across the 20, trying to get outside. That's Rudnick trying to haul him down, and does as he gets near the 25-yard line. Tim Rudnick of Notre Dame hauls down the Heisman Trophy winner, Johnny Rodgers. Dave Humm, number 12, will be quarterback. Gary Dixon, 22, the I-back. Bill Olds, 44, the fullback. Johnny Rodgers, number 20, the wingback. Your split end, Bob Revell, 84. Your tight end, Jerry List, 85. Darrell White and Marv Crenshaw, the tackles. Dan Anderson and Mike Barron, the guards. Doug Dumler, the offensive captain, at center. This is Johnny Rodgers operating out of the I formation, and Rodgers is out across the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 35, and that should be good enough for a first down. Mike Townsend made the stop. For Notre Dame, Tim Sullivan, 42, Kevin Nosbush, 60, Greg Marks, 75, George Hayduck, 95, the front 4. Jim Mazurka, 47, Drew Mihalik, 45, the outside linebackers, Jim O'Malley, 81 in the middle, the deep men in a moment. This time it is Dixon, and Dixon is knocked down by Mazurka, number 47. Ken Sleeza, 16, Reggie Barnett, 14, the halfbacks. Tim Rudnick, 7, Mike Townsend, 27, the deep men.
Here's another look at Greg Marks, the All-American from Notre Dame. Number 75, defensive right tackle. Keeping his eye in that backfield. A lot of motion in the backfield. Tendency to be swayed by a lot of the movement to the other direction.
Dave Gaylor, 28, has come in, and that is Gaylor with the football. Gaylor gets across midfield and down to the 48-yard line of Notre Dame.
And that's the fellow they really like. Tremendously fast start. You'll see him hit in that hole. Great block by number 72, Darrell White, the left tackle coming across. Long trap by the tackle.
Reggie Barnett, number 14, made the stop. The first down at Notre Dame's 48, no score. Rodgers was flanked to the right. He's got the football, and down he goes after a gain of a yard. And that is another All-American, Greg Marks, number 75, showing great lateral pursuit. He is 260 and comes up limping just a bit, Kyle. Notre Dame, as we said, picked by many to be no better than 5-5 or 6-4 this season. But they've molded together a fine team, and here they are in the Orange Bowl. You know about Nebraska. Second down and 9. Dave Humm hands off to his I-back. That is Dave Gaylor, and he's not going far. Jim O'Malley, 81, and Rudnick, number 7, coming up from the strong side safety to make the stop. It'll be third down and long yardage. Third and about 7.
The big matchup, of course, on the field right now. The left guard, Dan Anderson, 67, working on Greg Mark, 75.
Rodgers to the left, Revell at the bottom of your screen. Humm hands, and that is Rodgers, who was out of the I-back formation, and he's got the first down across the 35. Gaylor, Dixon, Rodgers, Garson will either flank, take the position in the I-back spot. Johnny Rodgers, every time he's touched the football in his collegiate career, it's been nearly 14 yards. First down at the 34, no score, we've just begun. Dave Humm, quarterback keeper on the option, and goes to the 25-yard line. Nebraska took the opening kickoff out to their own 24, and have marched now to the 25 of Notre Dame.
Drew Mihalik just overrunning the play just a little bit. Mihalik, number 45, the outside linebacker, going out undecided really whether to force the quarterback, try to block the pitch out, go for the pitch out man. He just got hung outside a little too long.
Rodgers has carried 3 times for 23 yards. Second man through, that is Gaylor. But he has the first down. Dave Gaylor of Nebraska has the first down to the 23-yard line. Farsegan of Notre Dame. His team has yet to touch the football. Nebraska off and march now to the Notre Dame 23. Nebraska the 13-point favorite as we begin tonight's game. Hum setting up on the side to Rodgers. Rodgers down the sidelines and inside the 15-yard line. Mihalik, 45, knocks him out of bounds.
Another look at this. The two left side linemen, 72 Darrell White, 67 Dan Anderson, out in front blocking on the play.
Bringing the ball in and marking it at the 13-yard line. It is oh so close to a first down. It is second down and inches. Second man through, that is Gaylor, and Gaylor's inside the 10-yard line. He has got the first down. Dave Gaylor, the junior from Pilger, Nebraska. And a Notre Dame man has been shaken up on the play, down at the 13-yard line. Number 75, Greg Marks, their All-American tackle, who also made the academic All-American, and limping moments ago, is really limping now. The man that backs him up there, and we'll see who checks in, is number 79, Jay Akhtaroff, and he is a freshman. Greg Marks, the All-American, is out of there. The ball is on the 8-yard line. It is first down.
I think we'll probably see Marks back in. Last game of his collegiate career.
Bob Devaney, you saw across the way. This is Johnny Rodgers. Rodgers inside the 5. Rodgers down. Score! Eight-yard touchdown run. Johnny Rodgers, the Heisman Trophy winner. And for Rodgers, that is his 8th touchdown rushing this year.
And watch your right guard, number 62, Mike Barron. He'll pull in as well. Olds, the fullback, number 44. And the rest of it's pretty much Rodgers all on his own. Another one, 62, Mike Barron in, making a key block.
Rich Sanger comes in and with Hum holding, kicks the extra point. And very quickly, marching the first time they got their hands on the football, the Cornhuskers of Nebraska lead Notre Dame 7-0. When we come back, we'll get their hands on the football for the first time tonight. All-American tackle Greg Marks of Notre Dame, being worked on by a trainer there as Nebraska marched 76 yards in slightly more than 3 minutes. 4 times for 31 yards, including 8 yards for a score. Caught 1 for 9 yards. Very instrumental. And now Diminick, 28, nearest to you. Dewan, number 10, across the way. Sanger kicks off. This is Gary Diminick to the 20, to the 25, and out to the 28-yard line, where Notre Dame gets its hands on the football for the first time tonight. Diminick, number 28, apparently staying in. Tom Clements, number 2, is the quarterback. Andy Huff, number 20, is the fullback, and Darrell Dewan, the other halfback, number 10. Willie Townsend, 80, the split end. Mike Freeney, 91, the tight end. Dampier and Casper, the tackles. Donardo and Promerico, the guards, and Doug Brew at center, operating on Rich Glover. That is Andy Huff. John Dutton on top of him. There's a front 5 for Nebraska. Steve Manstead, 82. Bill Jansen, 55. Rich Glover, the Outland Trophy winner, the middle guard, 79. John Dutton, 90. Willie Hopper, 81. Jim Branch, 51. John Pitts, 56. The linebackers, Dave Mason, 25, the monster man. Blahak, 27. Board, 19, the halfbacks. And Thornton, number 17 at safety. Dewan goes in motion. Pitch back to Diminick. Diminick across the 30-yard line and not much more. Diminick tonight is starting over Eric Pennick, number 44, who is their leading ground gainer, a sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio. The word we get is that Pennick participated in the Orange Bowl parade on Saturday night, much to the chagrin and surprise and disappointment of his coach, Ara Parsegian, and did not run at first string in yesterday's practice and is not running or starting tonight's game. Dewan in motion. Third down, long yardage. Clements back, looking to throw, has Dewan by himself. He slips and falls down. But it's a first down at the 43-yard line. Somebody missed their assignment there. Darrell Dewan was all by himself.
Well, I think the safety man for the Cornhuskers, number 17, Bob Thornton, was anticipating a run. He came up looking for the run. By that time, Dewan had gotten out to the outside. Andy Borg had to go in with the wide receiver, so it left Dewan all alone.
10 minutes to go. First quarter, 7-0 Nebraska. First down, Notre Dame. This is Dewan faking the reverse to Willie Townsend coming around the other way and just does get back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like Jim Branch, number 51, Bill Jansen, 55, in on the stop.
Jim, a matchup that I guess will be so obvious out there tonight that will be most interesting to watch, and that's Rich Glover, number 79, on the nose of the offensive center, Dave Drew. What an assignment Drew has drawn for this evening.
37 has checked in at tackle for Nebraska. Dewan in motion again. Clements throwing for him. He's by himself again. To the 40, 30, and knocked out of bounds by number 19, Randy Borg. First down. That's twice he's come out of the backfield, and nobody has been with him.
This is one thing that Nebraska said they were concerned about. All of that action in the Notre Dame backfield, their men in motion, their pro type of set. They give them so many different looks, and here again, one getting loose. He was the man in motion. A blown coverage in the backfield for Nebraska.
First down at the 29-yard line. Clements hands off to Andy Huff. Huff is the man that Notre Dame calls the complete football player, all football. His father was an end at Indiana. His brother Bill was a linebacker on Indiana's Rose Bowl team of 5 years ago. And his brother Marty played with Michigan in the Rose Bowl in 1970. So the Huff boys have been around. Second down, and let's call it 8. Clements going. He's got Townsend and overthrows him. Bob Thornton was there. Randy Borg has gone to the sidelines, and he has been replaced by Zaven Uralian, number 15, after Dewan got loose for 2 long catches along this sideline.
All right, Tom Clements just came so close to hitting Townsend on the play. Townsend had come all the way from across the left side, gave a good inside move to Thornton, pulled away from him.
Pete Demerly tried to check in and had to go back out. He's a wide receiver. Dewan going in motion to the other side now. Third down, long yardage. Clements fakes, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Manstead, number 82, a very consistent and fine defensive left end for Nebraska, made the stop. That rolls him back to the 35. It is fourth down and about 16.
Apparently they got their defensive coverage correct on that one. Joe Blahak covering the man in motion.
Bob Thomas is coming in. He is the field goal kicker. And this will be held by Clements at the 42, meaning it is a 52-yard try. He's got some foot to it, but not enough. It bounds short, and Nebraska will take over on their own 20-yard line. 7:53 to go in the 1973 Orange Bowl game in Miami, Florida. Nebraska's Dame's fighting up to nothing. A great job, man. Yeah. No. Greg Marks is back in. Okay. Okay. Right. Right.
15 seconds. Four, three.
Last night in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma shut out Penn State, the Lambert Trophy winners, 14-0. In the Cotton Bowl this afternoon, believe it or not, Alabama has not beaten a Texas team nor won since 1966 in a bowl game. Texas coming from behind, 17-13. And who's number one? Southern California, 42-17. What a job they did this afternoon. Although it was tied 7-7 at the half. Greg Morris is back in. First down, Nebraska. They lead 7-0 from their own 20. Second man through is Johnny Rodgers.
And, Jim, it's interesting that Johnny Rodgers is at the deep spot in that I formation, the I back. We understand that he hasn't really been used that much in that position this year, as usual, as we did last year, where there were rumors that they were working him at the deep spot. But this, apparently, they are going to be going with him quite a bit tonight.
Dixon and Dan Kroger in the I now as Hum goes back to pass, looks across the middle, has his man across the middle, a tight end, Jerry List. And List has the first down out to the 34-yard line. O'Malley, 41, and Mazurka, 47, made the stop there. Well, the first time Nebraska got its hands on the football, they marched 76 yards for a score, and they're moving the football again. But Notre Dame showed its ability to move the football. Ravel goes to the left, Rodgers to the right. Dan Kroger gets his first try and picks up a couple of tough yards. And number 75 is Greg Marks, O'Malley, 81, and Mihalik, 45, all in on the stop.
Another look at Greg Marks, senior from Redford, Michigan, taking on the runner, number 46, Dan Kroger.
Second down and 6. That's Rodgers at the top of your screen. What an exciting player. Heisman Trophy winner. Hum back to throw. Throws, and it is almost intercepted by Mike Townsend. Did he really want that? He has 10 interceptions on the year. Intended for Bob Ravel, the good sophomore split end.
Again, as Jim pointed out, Townsend almost picking this off. He led the nation in interceptions with those 10. There he almost got another one with his right hand.
Third down and 6. Rodgers and Ravel both to the side, and Ravel, look out, Hum's got the football and is being knocked out of bounds shy of the first down. It'll be fourth down and about 3.5 to go at the 41-yard line. Reggie Barnett, number 14, pursuing the play very well along with Jim O'Malley. It's fourth down. Rudnick, number 7, goes back along with 16, Ken Schlesis. And there is Rich Sanger, averaging yards per punt. Notre Dame's defensive stopping Nebraska. The punt is away and takes a Notre Dame bounce and is quickly downed by Bob Ravel, number 84. Oh, we have 6:22 to go. Notre Dame nothing, Nebraska 7. Yeah. Okay, fine. Right. '23 is Art Best. Panic's not back in there yet, is he? Jim Simpson with Kyle Rote, and that's the Nebraska bench across the way. This is Bob Devaney's last night as a college coach. And this youngster in his mid-30s, Tom Osborne, an assistant now, will be the head coach once this ball game is over. Devaney will become the athletic director. From the 32-yard line, 1st and 10, Dewan comes in motion again. Clements looking long on the pattern to Townsend. Back there, and it is intercepted, I believe, by Joe Blahak, number 27. Blahak, the man with the most speed, down flat on his back. He was with Willie Townsend as they had double-teamed him, Kyle.
Another look at it. Clements will get pressure from his right. Number 55, Bill Jansen. Here comes the pass intended for Willie Townsend. Joe Blahak, number 27, senior from Columbus, hauling it in. Another look at it. We'll cover Willie Townsend going downfield. Townsend, one of the two Townsend brothers. Catching it on the bounce.
Blahak, who had a couple of interceptions, second-team All-American, as you saw, I believe, just really took a big tumble. He's all right. He's only 5'9", but he's got the most speed of all the secondary of the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. Makes the interception, the first turnover of the night at the 18-yard line, and it is first down 10 there for Nebraska. 6:13 to go. First quarter, Rodgers drops out to the left. Gaylor, 28, Olds, 44, the other backs. That is Dave Gaylor. Gaylor gets across the 20-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be second down. Hayduck is getting up. Nas Bush, number 60. Second down and about 7.
And as Glover is the key to the Nebraska defensive unit, keep your eye on Jim O'Malley, number 81, the middle linebacker. He plays relatively the same position as Glover, just a little deeper in the normal linebacker spot.
Rodgers to the right. Hum gives back the other way to Gaylor. Gaylor's got the first down out to the 30-yard line. Dave Gaylor, the junior from Pilger, Nebraska.
Again, Nebraska giving motion one way, coming back the other way. And again, trying to get O'Malley to take himself out of there. Marks to take himself out. Counter back.
Out is Rebell at the bottom of your screen. Quick pitch back to guess who? Johnny Rodgers. And that's just a couple of tough yards, no more. Hayduck is there. O'Malley is there. And Gary Potempa has gone in, number 40, replacing Greg March. Now, Potempa had to play defensive tackle against USC. And now he's being put in on the right side in replace of the injured March. Rodgers goes out. Second down and 8. This is Gaylor, and there goes the football. Notre Dame has the football inside the 25. Picked up by Tim Sullivan.
Another look at O'Malley, the middle linebacker. He's the one that forced the fumble. Sullivan, 42, the defensive left end, in on the recovery.
A turnover apiece now. 7-0 Nebraska. Notre Dame with the ball in its best position. Inside the 25. They tried a 52-yard field goal earlier. Townsend comes to the left. Art Best is in the backfield. We still have not seen Eric Pennick. This is Dewan. Dewan runs right into a couple of men, and he's knocked down after perhaps a half a yard gain. Willie Harper, the All-American end, 81, and John Pitts, the weak side linebacker, 56, both of them seniors, made the stop, played their position perfectly, and it's second down and 9. Harper, outstanding defensive player in an Orange Bowl, in one of the 3 appearances they've had, discussed it this year. He says they're running the other way. Running away from him. Now Clements, back. He has got Hunt there and just overthrows him. Now Clements, Kyle, has just missed on a couple of passes tonight, each of which has been overthrown.
Well, he has, but I think what is important, at least for the Notre Dame side of it, is that his play selection is just excellent. Apparently the scouting of the Nebraska defensive unit, type of plays they wanted to install for tonight's offensive attack, are right on the button.
Pete Demerly, 85, comes to the split end, and Townsend comes out. Clements out of McKees Rock, Pennsylvania. He is a sophomore, and this is third down and 9. One in motion. Clements again. Oh, he is thrown way back by the monster man who was blitzing on the play, Dave Mason. Takes him out of field goal range.
We were talking about things being right on the button. This time it was Nebraska's turn. Dave Mason, the senior from Green Bay, Wisconsin, diagnosing it beautifully. Not surprising. Carries a 3.79 grade average.
4th down and 23. And so Brian Doherty has had to go in to kick. Nebraska surrenders no points on its turnover on the fumble. Doherty does not kick them far, but kicks them high, angles this for the corner. Rodgers is there. Let us see where they mark the ball. I believe, well, where they mark it. Coming out to the 20-yard line, saying it goes into the end zone. The 7th in the series of football classics will be seen on NBC this Sunday, and you know what I'm talking about. January the 14th, it will be the Super Bowl. That means Miami and Washington. Miami winners in the AFC in a tough game yesterday over Pittsburgh. Washington took care of Dallas. At 2 o'clock, our Super Sunday shows, a compilation of the previous 6. Then at 3 o'clock, the big one for pro football, the Super Bowl, right here on NBC. 7-0 Nebraska. It has the football. There's Kroger right there. Kroger goes for 5 or 6 yards. Wrestled down by number 45, Mihalik, and 81, O'Malley, the linebackers. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
And Greg Marks back in the lineup. Apparently his knee injury is momentarily resolved.
That's Rodgers at the top of your screen and Rebel at the bottom. 2nd and a short 4. Second man through is Gary Dixon, and didn't get very far. Bob Devaney has been alternating backfields tonight of Gaylor and Olds on the one hand and Dixon and Kroger on the other. 3rd down. There's the 57-year-old coach, the winningest percentage-wise coach in all of the active coaching ranks of college today, and this is his last. There's Ara Parsegian, still with years to go.
Number 29 and number 3, please.
There's Dixon going for the first down if he can get it, and it'll be close. It will be close. Rudnick is up there. Marks is there. It is a first down for Nebraska.
All they had to do was get across that 30-yard line, 30-yard stripe.
2:25 to go. We are in the first quarter. Nebraska leads 7-0 on a 76-yard march the first time they had the football. Hum has rarely passed. He's going to pass this time and passes to List as tight end. List bounced off Schlesis and was finally put down by number 42, Tim Sullivan.
Hum coming, throwing this ball left-handed, a little difficult from that angle. List getting a real shot here from Ken Schlesis. And pulling away.
Tackle at the 37-yard line, 2nd down and about 4. Hum is 3 for 4 for 26 yards. This is Dixon. Dixon got the first down and may have a lot more than that. Chased down and caught by Townsend and Barnett. But not until he gets inside the 30-yard line down to the 27. And the Cornhuskers keep roaring down the field.
They're coming off that ball so well. 62, Barron, Crenshaw on the right. 86, Brent Longwell out in front, the tight end. Gary Dixon from Oxnard, California, winding up his collegiate career tonight.
Osbush has come out at left tackle, and Potempa replaces him on that side. Marks is still in the game. Hum hands to Dixon again. Dixon gets inside the 20-yard line. Townsend, Barnett in on the tackle. That's a gain of 8 yards at 2nd down and 2. Nebraska says they are playing this one for pride. They can't win the national championship. Notre Dame says we can play with anybody. That is Rodgers trying to get the first down.
Johnny Rodgers at the ball. He was stopped by Ken Schlesis. Close to a first down.
Very close, and we're going to have Well, now they say it's a first down as they've begun to move the sticks. Now it's a first down for Nebraska at the 17-yard line.
The gain was 2 yards, and it picks up a
The
first
bell
down
goes
for
to the left.
Nebraska.
Gaylor is in. And is to the right. Johnny Rodgers is in the I-back formation, and look right there. Reading that play all the way. Number 45 will be getting up. Nope, that is 95, George Hayduck, the right end. Rodgers lost 3.5 yards on the play. It is second down. Just 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hum has time, throws for Ravel. Ravel is inside the 5, down to the 1. It's first and goal to go. Townsend makes the stop.
Ravel just a down and in pattern on Townsend. And the ball just put on spot perfectly. Couldn't have led him any better. All he needed was just a little inside advantage on the defender.
Ravel is out of Sierra Madre in California. Well, the first quarter has ended in the 1973 Orange Bowl in Miami, and thus far it has been all Nebraska. They lead by 7 and may score again when we come back. Crowd wrote, this is Jim Simpson. As you look at the scoring by quarters, look in the first quarter for Nebraska's opponents. All year long in 11 games, 3 points. And Notre Dame got none tonight as they start a new year. No touchdowns in the first quarter against Nebraska. Dixon and Dan Kroger are the backs in there with Johnny Rodgers. That is Hum, and Hum is not going to get his touchdown. See where they mark the football. He is thrown back to the 5-yard line. Back by number 47, Mazurka.
Another look at that whole left side of the Notre Dame defense. Sullivan.
They'll mark it right at the original line of scrimmage. No gain. This is the second man. Dixon. Gary Dixon has his 9th touchdown of the season.
You'll have the goal line viewpoint here. You can see where he goes over the goal line. His body cross.
Dixon goes to the sidelines, and he has been waved back in. Hum will hold for Rich Sanger. And the Notre Dame offense down along the sidelines is running to get back in and see if they can't get back into the football game. Sanger's kick is perfect. 14:29 to go in the half, and Nebraska leads by the score of 14-0. one they do not want to do. Dewan and Diminick. I'm just talking to my spotters. Yeah, that's the one. They are back at the Orange. Rich Sanger will kick off. Dewan 10 nearest to you. Diminick 28 across the way. That is Diminick back into his end zone. He brings it out to the 10, and down he goes on what a tackle that was. Number 48, John Starkybaum, a reserve monster man. 10 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes and 4 seconds it took Nebraska to score their second touchdown, with Dixon going over from 1 yard out. The ball is spotted at the 14-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for Notre Dame. The Irish still have not put Pennick in the ball game. He was their leading ground gainer. That is Best in motion. That is the freshman Best with the football. And Best gets perhaps a yard out near the 15-yard line.
Again, I think we can look for the Irish to start throwing on those sprint-out passes, the play-action passes. They've had men just wide open. Tom Clements has missed on a couple of wide-open receivers. I think he'll come back to it.
Monty Johnson now in at one defensive tackle for Nebraska. 2nd down and nearly 10. Dewan in motion. That is Best again. Best, a good runner, gets out near the 20-yard line. First time he ever ran the football for Notre Dame was against Purdue, and he went 56 yards for a touchdown. He is a freshman. This month, First Tuesday visits the San Francisco Chinatown tourists never see and reports on the foreign fishing boat invasion off the New England coast. Watch First Tuesday tomorrow night at 10 and 9 Central Time, right here on NBC. 3rd down and 3 for Notre Dame. Best has come out of the backfield. Diminick has checked in. Dewan in motion. Huff straight ahead, and he does not have the first down. Notre Dame will have to give up the football again. And that's the one thing they do not want to do. When Nebraska has had the football, they have had the ability to move it. But Brian Doherty is coming back on. He is the punter. And Joe Alvarado, a junior from East Chicago, has come back on. He is the man who snaps for punts. Nebraska has 10 first downs, Notre Dame 2. Nebraska's had the ball for 31 plays, Notre Dame 15. Borg is back, along with Rodgers. First time tonight we will have seen Rodgers in a punt return, and perhaps he won't get it. The ball bounds near midfield and goes right out of bounds on about the 49-yard line. Nebraska will be 1st down and 10. Second quarter, Orange Bowl in mind. 12:29 to go. 14-0 over Notre Dame.
Your attention, please. Will the driver of Tropic Transit Bus 102 from Fort Myers Beach please report to the stadium manager's office. Bus driver, Tropic Transit 102, Fort Myers Beach. Radio 8-7.
Doherty's 30-yard punt is marked at the Notre Dame, or rather at the Nebraska 48-yard line. It is 1st down and 10 for the Cornhuskers. Frosty Anderson is now in as a wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, number 89. He replaces Ravel. Here's Johnny Rodgers. He is going to throw downfield to Frosty Anderson. He's there. Touchdown! 52 yards.
You can almost tell Johnny Rodgers lined up a little deeper than he normally does in that slot out there, so there would be a lateral. And there he finds Frosty Anderson, the junior from Scottsbluff, Nebraska, who hauls it in over the head of Tim Rudnick. Another look at Anderson, faking in as though he was what looked like to be a short screen pass. He put that ball right on target.
And the kick is blocked. And so now, the Cornhuskers of Nebraska put a couple of touchdowns on the board within a couple of... Here's how...
That looks like it's coming... Well, we'll see. Looks like...
Hayduck, 95.
95.
52 yards in one play, and it took him 9 seconds off the scoreboard clock to do it. Nebraska. Now let's talk about another sport, the Dean Martin Tucson Open Golf Tournament, coming up Saturday and Sunday, January 20th and 21st. We're out in Tucson, Arizona. On the Saturday show, 5 to 6:30 Eastern Time. On Sunday afternoon, 2:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Dewan and Diminick are deep. Sanger kicks off. That is Diminick at the 5-yard line. To the 20, to the 25, and out to the 26-yard line. And now the Fighting Irish still have a lot of time left, more than 42 minutes, but something had better start going right on offense.
Before they take the ball, another comment about Johnny Rodgers. That was his first pass of the season, and he holds the NCAA record for average yards gained every time he touches the ball. Something close to 14 yards, no matter in what manner he has his hands on the ball. That's his average.
Dewan in motion to the top of your screen. Clements comes out throwing, throws out here, and has Diminick at the 30-yard line. Ball is loose, but I believe they'll mark it at the 30-yard line, which is a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Notre Dame. Euralian, number 15, is the man who hit Diminick.
One of the Nebraska players down.
I believe it is Euralian. Let's see, it is number 15. The reserve right defensive back who made the hit.
Another look at it. Xavier Euralian, the junior from Inglewood, California, will be making the tackle on Diminick. Ball was ruled down. Euralian off to the sideline now. 2nd
down, 6. Ardell Johnson, 29, has replaced Euralian. Dewan in motion. Clements now hands to Dewan, who double back going the other way. Started out in motion this way, turned and went the other way, and picked up yardage only to the 34.5. It'll be 3rd down and about 2. Jim Branch, number 51, the senior linebacker on the strong side, made the stop.
Big John Dutton with his long arms almost got him. Dutton, the junior from Rapid City, South Dakota. 6'7", 248.
They're down short yardage. They give it to Andy Huff, and Huff has got the 1st down, moving out to the 38-yard line. 1st down for Notre Dame. Clock is running with 11 minutes to go. For those of you who may not have been with us at the beginning, we mentioned that Eric Pennick, number 44, a sophomore, participated unknowingly with Coach Eric Persegan in the Orange Bowl parade. Persegan was upset. Flag goes down on this play. And we have not seen Pennick tonight, nor did he start in practice yesterday afternoon. That is Art Best, who, by the way, was with Pennick in the parade. 5 yards charged against Nebraska, offside. So that'll give Notre Dame a 1st and 5, as John Dampier, the co-captain, senior offensive right tackle out of Kermit, Texas, says we'll take it.
And they're working that play fairly successfully. They're blocking out Willie Harper, the All-American defensive end, trying to get John Dutton to take himself out of the play and countering back into the hole that's created when he does move out of there.
Euralian has come back in. Youngster that tackled Diminick and hurt himself. There he is in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Clements Looking, throwing, has Andy Huff, can't hold on to the football at the 48-yard line. Huff was between linebacker John Pitts and defensive end Steve Manstedt, who had dropped off the line of scrimmage and was trailing Huff. Diminick sat himself down after catching a pass moments ago.
And again, Clements using his play-pass action very well. That play-pass action freezes those men up on the line of scrimmage, as well as the linebackers. Then there are really not enough deep men to cover his receivers downfield. They use basically a 3 deep with Dave Mason, the monster man.
You saw Eric Pinnock, the leading ground gainer on the season, not in the game. There goes Art Best, the young freshman. Ball is handed straight ahead to Andy Huff, and Rich Glover, number 79, is down the bottom there. Led everybody in tackles on Nebraska's squad this year, the Outland Trophy winner.
There he is again. Also a finalist, I think, for the Vince Lombardi Award.
Third down, and almost. There's Johnny Rodgers across the way. He has thrown a 52-yard touchdown pass tonight. He has gone to score. He has had quite a night. Al Samuel is now in. And that is not nearly enough. Andy Huff doesn't get enough for the first down as he goes across the 45. Al Samuel, number 24 from the University of Notre Dame, is a sophomore from Newport News, Virginia. And in the Notre Dame depth chart that they gave us, Al wasn't even considered one of the top 3 backs. But Samuel is in there playing tonight. Ryan Doherty comes out to do the punting. So Johnny Rodgers goes back deep, along with Randy Board. Doherty's last kick was but 30 yards. 20-0, Nebraska. Gets a lot more foot into this one. Rodgers not calling for the fair catch at the 9-yard line, and look out. Thrown back. They'll mark it at the 6. Great coverage on the kick. Art Best looked like was the first to hit him. 44-yard punt. No return at all. 9:09 to go in the first half. Nebraska 20, Notre Dame. Crenshaw is a big one, isn't he? Woo! No, I hope so. First down from the 6-yard line. Rodgers was hit right here. Kyle?
Very quickly, another look at that. That's Art Best, freshman from Columbus, Ohio, jumping over a potential blocker.
Gaylor, Olds, and Rodgers are in the backfield now with Dave Hum, and Bob Devaney has the talent and the depth to use many different backfields. Ravel, back end, split end, down the right-hand corner of your screen. Gaylor in motion as Olds goes straight ahead and out near the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 10, a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Now from Miami. On a night when the temperature is in the low 70s, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Second down and about 6. There goes Dave Gaylor. And he is way shy of the first down as he gets across the 10 out near the 13-yard line. Greg Marks was leading the tacklers that time. He's been... It'll be 3rd down and 4 yards. T. Anderson, who caught the 52-yard touchdown pass thrown by Johnny Rodgers, comes in and comes out wide to the left. That is Hum with the football and O'Malley with Hum. It is 4th down. Jim O'Malley made quite a play from his middle linebacker spot. Number 81, the senior out of Youngstown, Ohio.
And O'Malley really reading his keys very well, following that guard that's pulling out, slicing in behind him, pulling down the quarterback.
Nebraska leads by 20, but now called on to punt the ball away. Rudnick goes back with Sleezus in double safety. Sanger does everything for Nebraska in the kicking department and gets that one away. A driving kick. Rudnick has it at the 45. Notre Dame will have excellent field position. Rudnick is all the way down to the 30-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st and 10. They'll mark it inside the 30. Frosty Anderson made the stop. A 35-yard punt, a 15-yard return by young Tim Rudnick out of Chicago. Number 7. And now Tom Clements and his Notre Dame teammates have the ball just inside the 30 and with a chance to get on the scoreboard. Nebraska thus far has manhandled it. Notre Dame has been able to move. On a couple of key situations, passes have just been overthrown or dropped. Freeney wide to the left. Straight ahead goes Andy Huff. Picks up yardage down near the 26-yard line. Let's call it a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Monty Johnson in on the stop. John Pitts, Jim Branch, all right there, with Branch leading the way.
And with this alignment, defensive alignment of Nebraska, it's almost like a 3-man rush with 4 linebackers. Manstead and Harper, more or less outside linebackers, the way they're playing their defensive end position.
Dewan caught a couple of big passes back in first quarter. Is out there. This is Art Best. And Best just does get across the 15-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and very nearly 5. Rich Glover is down the bottom there, making the tackle again. The Outland Trophy. 3rd down and about 5. Bob Devaney winning his coach among all those active, and he will not be active in the collegiate ranks after tonight. Osborne will take over. He is currently an assistant on the Nebraska staff. Townsend goes out to the left. Big play for Notre Dame. They have the ball just inside the 30. Now it's 3rd down and nearly 5. Clements hands to Best, and there's Rich Glover. The Outland Trophy winner, reading all the way, knocks down the freshman. It is 4th down.
Well, they went to the well once too often. They've been trying to influence Glover to take himself out of the play in previous plays. Here's another look at Glover. He'll be right across from the quarterback, right on the center's nose. You see them pull the left guard and the right and the center going off to, as though they were trying to cut him off and keep him from going to the right.
Tom Clements, who was quite a basketball star in high school, comes over to talk to Ara Persigan and his staff. As a matter of fact, Clements said he had a chance to go to play basketball at North Carolina or football at Notre Dame, and he chose Notre Dame. 5:57 to go. It's Nebraska 20, Notre Dame nothing to the Orange Bowl. Yeah, just roll them. No matter what I'm saying, roll them. I'll get into them. Don't worry about, don't wait for me. Quarterback Dave Hum, who tonight has guided Nebraska to 241 total yards thus far. Notre Dame has 53. At 4th down and 7 from the 27-yard line. Clements back to throw, throws for his tight end Freeney, who can't get to it. Makes a dive inside the 10-yard line. And Mike Grady of Towson, Maryland, the senior All-American, just couldn't get there. And the ball goes over to Nebraska out of their own 27-yard line.
Clements, in all fairness to him, getting a little pressure back there. Rich Glover being one of 3 Nebraska defensive linemen, putting the pressure on him. He has had a little trouble with his accuracy tonight, but their play designs have really been on target. Getting men open, just missing them.
Dixon and Dan Kroger set behind Hum. Hum is going to throw on first down, looking downfield for Rodgers, off the hands of Rudnick. Rudnick was step for step with Johnny Rodgers, the Heisman Trophy winner, and knocked it away. Rudnick has had some good plays tonight. Punt returns, coverage of passes, and this was a one-on-one situation.
Rodgers really breaking up the play, turning defensive back at that point as he goes downfield. You'll see Rudnick really has the better position. He'll reach up with his left hand and try and tip it.
Rich Baugh, 24, has come in for the moment. That is Dixon getting across the 30-yard line out to the 32-yard line, where it'll be third down and 5. George shot. There's Mason. Blitzed one time tonight and sacked Clements.
Dumler with the toughest for Nebraska, trying to hold a long block on Greg Marks. The play took an extraordinarily long time to develop.
Baugh now flanks to the left. Dixon in motion and can't hold on to the football. And there's Rudnick, who is really hustling tonight, coming over just in case he can get it before it go out of bounds. It'll be fourth down and 5 to go. And now Rudnick goes back as a safety. He'll join Schlesis as Sanger will kick the ball away. 5:10 to go. We are still in the first half. Nebraska 20. Notre Dame nothing. They've had 2 long marches, and they've also put together a lightning-fast one-play touchdown of 52 yards. Sanger booms this very high. Schlesis says he wants the fair catch. Backs up, has lost the football, and I believe it is Rudnick who jumped on it. Again showing heads-up play. It is Rudnick who jumped on it as Allward got down and was in on the play also. Well, many thousands of families are homeless and hungry in Nicaragua, and remember, you can help these earthquake victims by sending dollars to CARE, Nicaraguan Earthquake Fund, Department 2, New York, New York, 10016. First down for Notre Dame from their own 22. Dewan in motion. Now he sets and starts out again. Clement still with the football. Throws out to Creaney, the tight end. Creaney running very well and is out near a first down. Across the 30-yard line, if they mark it at the 34, he's got the first down. Set up a screen to the tight end, Mike Creaney. First down, they'll mark it at the 33.
Creaney doing a good job of acting on the play, which you need on a screen pass. Trying to get away from the Steve Manstead, 82.
On again in motion. Clements pitches back. This is Art Best looking for some running room, finding a little bit of it and going for 7 yards out to the 40-yard line, where it'll be second down and 3. The freshman Art Best tackled by Randy Borg.
Best really having more trouble getting through a maze of his own people rather than Nebraska defensive people.
Ball at the 40, clock is running, 4:15 to go in the half. Townsend goes out to the left, Greeny the tight end splits 5 yards to the right. This is Best again, trying to get the first down, and he is just shy. You can see Glover there. And you can also see Monty Johnson and John Dutton getting up. Dutton at the very bottom of the pile. It'll be third down and a yard. Third down, 1 yard, and Bill Jansen comes back in, number 55, a tackle. And trotting off the field is Thornton, a safety. So they've added another defensive lineman on a third and short yardage situation. Andy Huff normally gets the ball in these situations. Let's see if he does again. They fake to him on third and short. He has to put it up for Dewan, and it is intercepted by number 56, John Pitts. Instead of going for the half yard, they put it in the air, hung it up, and Pitts intercepts at the 41.
I'll look at it again. A good fake into Andy Huff, number 20. Then Creaney having a little difficulty getting out of there as quickly as he would like to have. There it is, number 56, John Pitts.
From the 41-yard line with Ravel wide to the right. Dixon and Dan Kroger and Rodgers are the backs. Hum has shown a willingness to throw. He sets up and throws over here. This is Brent Longwell, the reserve tight end. And he gets out to the 45-yard line. Stopped there by O'Malley and Mihalik. Gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6.
Got it. Hum firing. Good blocker. Looks to have excellent hands. Number 86, junior from Homer, Nebraska.
Gaylor's come in. They are really changing the backs around here. This is Johnny Rodgers from the I-back formation, very close to the first down. Rodgers listed as the wingback. He's been playing the I-back, as Kyle pointed out. Hasn't done that too much this year, but an awful lot tonight.
You know, the rumors that fly around camps when the two teams come down to start working out for the game, they keep saying, you know, Johnny Rodgers is working in the deep I-back spot. And of course, he was doing that last year. They didn't use him much last year against Alabama.
Third down on the yard. That is Gaylor. He did get across the 50, very close to the first down, and was thrown back to the 50-yard line. Big George Hayduck, number 95, about to get up, made the stop.
Close to the first down.
And we're going to have the measure.
George Haydock.
2:17 to go in the first half. First time in a quarter of a century these two teams have met. Nebraska had hoped to win its third consecutive national title this year. That was not to be, and congratulations to Southern California for having won that. That's how far they've got to go to get the first down. And Notre Dame not expected to have the kind of record it had, 8-2-0, in the Orange Bowl for the first time in history.
And Jerry List checking back in at tight end for Nebraska, replacing Brent Longwell.
Notre Dame has gotten itself together defensively pretty well after that 52-yard shocker, but they haven't been able to get their own offense going. Fourth down and inches. Second man through. He has got all the time in the world, and guess who it is? Number 20, Johnny Rodgers. First down at the 45-yard line of Notre Dame.
And watch Rodgers when he spots that opening. Tremendous acceleration. Trying to take marks in. George Hayduck in. Kicking Drew Mihalik out.
First down from the 45. That is Gaylor in motion. Hum looking to throw, setting it up to Dan Kroger on the screen. Pass to the right. Dan Kroger is across the 40 and knocked down.
Well, that was one of the great screenplays as far as deployment of personnel. They had Crenshaw, the right tackle, Barron, 62, the right guard, Dumler, the center, all three out in great shape for the screen man.
Ozurka made the stop after a gain of 6. Second down, 4. Hum over the middle. Jerry List, tight end. First down to the 31-yard line. Lost the football. They jumped on it, but they say, hold it, come back here. Where O'Malley and Sleezus made the stop. That's where the ball will be spotted. It still belongs to Nebraska. 1:12 to go. We are in the half. Nebraska scored on an 76-yard march the first time they had the football. Marched again and scored on the first play of the second quarter. Got the ball back 2 minutes later and threw a 52-yard touchdown pass with Johnny Rodgers throwing it. It was 20-0. Hum, the ball, no good. Intended for Jerry List, the tight end there, and he is double teamed by O'Malley and Mazurka, the middle and outside linebackers, picking up the tight end as he came across the line. Second down and 10, 56 seconds to go. Dave Hum, Frosty Anderson tells him what to do. Hum is the top sophomore quarterback in the country in total offense. Clement's not far behind. Their quarterbacks tonight in the Orange Bowl, both sophomores. Second down. Hum setting up to go deep to Rodgers, and he just can't run under the ball. Back there with him was Rudnick.
Rudnick's really putting in a full afternoon, or full evening, I guess we should say. Jim Rudnick, the junior from Chicago, Illinois. Not too big, 5'10", not too small, 185 pounds.
Rudnick, after that long run, Kyle, gets the rest, and Bob Zanot from Riverton, Illinois, number 34, is checked in on 3rd down and 10. Rich Baugh is back in, number 24, after Rogers' long run. That is Baugh with the football, and that is Baugh with the first down inside the 20-yard line. Rich Baugh, the sophomore from Fremont, Nebraska. Rogers, you'll note they'll take him out after a long run. Johnny's a great athlete, but he and many others of the Nebraska team have been bothered with flu. Preceding week, a little bit short on endurance after coughing and hacking their way through practice and battling the fever. 44 seconds to go. We're in the first half. But by the way, right here and now, let's say that Ernie Seiler and Dan McNamara and the entire Orange Bowl crew have another great halftime pageant. You will also see the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame marching band and, of course, the Big Red from Nebraska and their marching band. Great halftime here tonight. Other game, Sugar Bowl, was won last night, remember, by Oklahoma 14-0 over Penn State. And this afternoon to defeat Alabama in the Cotton Bowl 17-13. He ran away from Ohio State to seal that national championship. Well, we got some sad news as we started the day. Wherever you are, perhaps you haven't heard. Roberto Clemente, one of the great stars of all time in baseball, heading up the committee to provide facilities, foodstuffs, money, care for those in the Nicaraguan earthquake, was killed in an airplane crash last night as he tried, along with the rest of the plane, to take foodstuffs to Nicaragua. A great loss in the sports world. Hum is back. Hum throws out of the backfield across the way to Dave Gaylor, and Gaylor is really lowered there by Mazurka and Schlesis after a gain of a couple of yards. Ball is on the 16-yard line.
Hey, that had to shake him up pretty well. Two fellas hitting him flush. About the only place Hum could have put the ball to complete it, however.
2nd down and 8 to go, 38 seconds to go. Hum looking, throwing across the middle. Down goes Johnny Rodgers. Now they say that he did not have the ball. O'Malley is on top of it, figuring that Rodgers had fumbled it. But it's called an incomplete forward pass. So it'll be 3rd down and 8.
The official who called it was from the backside of Rodgers.
Offensive pass interference. That is charged against Johnny Rodgers, the intended receiver on the play. Vance Carlson is our referee tonight, and I think we told you that he is out of the business. Here's Nebraska. 15-yard penalty from the spot to the 31-yard line.
15 yards and loss of a down.
Loss of a down. Well, that means instead of 3rd down and about 5 to go, it's going to be 4th down.
Ball is spotted at the
Check that to 3rd down. They still have 3rd across the way. 3rd down and about 22 to go. Frosty Anderson is in and wide left.
The home run, Jimmy!
Dixon in motion. Hum back. Hum looking for Frosty Anderson, who is all by himself in the middle of 4 or 5 Notre Dame men playing kind of a prevent defense with time running out. They have stopped the clock with 22 seconds to go. Anderson, the young junior out of Scottsbluff, as Kyle said, that he has been doing so well. What a shock it was to have a sophomore, Bob Revell, to come up and
another look at it. They put the man in motion. That draws number 45, Drew Mihalik, up just a little bit. Enough where they could get it over him. Give a little opening for Anderson to move into that vacated area.
Well, Sanger has come in and is going to try a field goal with Hum holding. This will be a total of, from our angle, it looks like it's the 22, nearly the 23. Let's call it the 23-yard line, and it would be a 33-yard field goal for Sanger. Right now it is 20-0. Notre Dame would like to stop this. Nebraska wants it. The kick is up, and the kick is way off to the side. So for the last nearly 13 minutes of the half, Notre Dame has stopped Nebraska from scoring. The problem for the Fighting Irish is they haven't been able to score against that great Nebraska defense. And the Cornhuskers lead 20-0.
And 18 seconds left in the half. See which way Clements decides to go with it.
Eric Pennick, Kyle, has checked in with 18 seconds to go. Their leading ground gainer, 727 yards. A sophomore, has the best speed, 9.5 for the 100, gets his first chance to play tonight. Number 44. And they give to him on the delayed draw. He has all that speed, remember, and gets out across the 40-yard line. Dragged down by Monty Johnson, number 37, and quickly Notre Dame calls time. Well, there's the fellow that was apparently sat down for most of the half because of the fact that he participated in a parade unknown to his coach, and it kind of shocked Eric.
And watch how he turns sideways, takes that ball in under his elbow. Looked as though he was just turning out to help pass block.
Talk about his speed. Monty Johnson, the 6'6", 240-pound tackle, showed me some speed there in pursuit.
You know, you see a big tackle with the number 37, you keep thinking, where'd he come from in the secondary?
The ball is marked at the 41-yard line, 10 seconds to go, 20-0 the score. Notre Dame trying to get something generated. Irish this year, in their losing causes to Missouri and to Southern Cal, scored 26 and 23 points respectively. The least amount of points they have scored was in a victory when they shut out Michigan State 16-0. But Nebraska has shut them out thus far tonight. For Nebraska to shut out someone, as you look at Ira Parsegin's fine coaching record, is not unusual. They shut out 4 teams in a row. Now Art Best, the freshman, Eric Pennick, the sophomore, are the setbacks with Dewan in motion. 10 seconds to go. Clements being pursued by Rich Glover. Throws the ball, and it is knocked away. Intended for Willie Townsend inside the 45-yard line, and 4 seconds remain. John Highland, a defensive end, and Kyle, you've been pointing this out. The defensive ends are dropping off to defend against those passes, and it was Highland who was on Townsend.
Well, they really feel, I think, that, you know, their 3 interior linemen can handle pretty much the rush, gives them a little more flexibility. Highland, Manstead, Harper, Tom Pate, whomever is in at defensive end. They're that unique brand of football player that have the ability to meet the running play and agility to drop back in pass coverage.
Go on in motion again. Clements gives to Pennick again, and Pennick this time is knocked down rather quickly as the first half ends. Don't go away. We have all that halftime pageantry, and who knows what's going to happen in the second half. For the moment, we'll say the first half is over. Nebraska's Cornhuskers have been convinced by the score of 20-0. And we'll return to the Balmy Orange Bowl in a moment. Thank you, man. One heck of a job.
What player's down out there?
You see?
Oh, I will.
I couldn't spot a number of anything.
Numbers to it, you know. Yeah. Do you have that halftime thing yet, everybody? I have, but you would tell me who's on the first. What do I do? The little dinky thing about Pontiac, and then to that, then the billboard. Billboard. And you got the information that I gave you on those 2 guys. They've got a guy hurt out there. I don't know what. This 1973 Orange Bowl game is being brought to you by Pontiac. The wide track people have a way with cars. Well, the Orange Bowl halftime pageantry will continue with the Cornhusker Marching Band in just a moment. Right now, from Miami, we pause for station identification.
Station break is first. All right. Billboards are next. Right. 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 Next is the Nebraska.
The 1973 Orange Bowl game is brought to you by General Motors, maker of Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, GMC trucks, and Frigidaire appliances. And by Goodyear, makers of the new custom Steel Guard radial tires. And by Texaco and the many thousands of independent Texaco retailers and distributors in all 50 states. Well, that is the University of Notre Dame marching band first out here at halftime. So let us go down to the field, and they're under the direction of Mr. Robert O'Brien. It's halftime. Always a pleasure at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Notre Dame is a co-ed community with student representatives from all 50 states and 57 foreign countries. Salute our 8,200 plus students with a sign of the times. Notre Dame typifies academic excellence through academic balance, and fused with the famous spirit of the Fighting Irish. Our formation is a balanced scale, our tune with a little bit of luck.
To give you a recap of the first half. Well, Johnny Rodgers scored the first time out from 8 yards out. He was in his I-back position. They used a new formation, fairly effective, a 76-yard drive. Sanger converted with the kick, making it 7-0 Nebraska with 11:19 left in the first period. Just as the second quarter started, Gary Dixon went over from 1 yard. It was an 80-yard drive. Took 4 minutes to run. Sanger converted that one, making it 14-0. Then a little bit of razzle-dazzle. David Hum lateraled. It was an overhand lateral, a pass halfway across the field to Johnny Rodgers, who calmly took the ball and threw a strike to Frosty Anderson for a 52-yard touchdown. The kick was blocked. 20-0 the score. That one held for the halftime. It looks like statistically a big edge in Nebraska's half. 49 plays they've run to Notre Dame's 32. They've gained 301 yards to 96. I think Hum has been exceptionally hot. Jay, he's thrown 14 times, completed 9 for 80 yards. Rodgers 1 for 1 for 52 and a touchdown. Mr. Heisman Trophy winner does it all.
Well, we look forward to the second half. What adjustments Notre Dame may make, especially on offense, to try and get some points on the board. as the Cornhuskers lead the Fighting Irish 20-0. Reminder, beginning next weekend and every weekend thereafter, Monitor will be bringing you progress reports on the PGA golf tournaments. First tournament next weekend, the Glen Campbell Los Angeles Open. Remember, that's on Monitor, right here on NBC Radio. Weekend progress reports on the PGA golf tournaments. Nebraska will defend the goal to our right here in the Orange Bowl to start the third period, and will kick off from right to left. Going back for Notre Dame, Darrell Dewan and Art Best set to receive the kick from Rich Sanger. Nebraska leading 20-0. We get set to go to the third period of play. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. A low end-over-end kick coming downfield, and it goes by Dewan into the end zone and will be down there. It'll come to the 20-yard line, first down Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish with Tom Clements, a sophomore from McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, suburb of Pittsburgh. This fella, a very talented athlete. They say he could be playing basketball for Digger Phelps at Notre Dame. And he comes in now to run the offense. He has Best and Dewan and Huff in his backfield. Townsend the wide receiver, Creaney the tight end. Alvarado is now at center. Palmerico and DiNardo are the guards, and Casper and Dampier the tackles. The handoff going to Art Best, and Best is hit behind the line of scrimmage at the 19-yard line by Willie Harper. And Dave, I can't say enough about Harper. He deserves the All-American recognition he's had over the past 2 seasons.
Yes, a lot of clubs have run away from Harper. They're not willing to risk his quickness and his agility, and just his being there. Now, he's been injured a little bit. Coach Bob Devaney has said that Steve Manstead has had an excellent year, but primarily because they stayed away from Harper's side.
Best goes in motion to the left side. The handoff to Andy Huff, the big fullback, to the 20-yard line. And Notre Dame does not come out throwing here in the third period. It'll be third down and 10. The stop made back at the original line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line, by John Dutton and Bill Jansen, who are the tackles. Harper and Manstead are the ends. Willie Townsend comes wide to the right. Third and 10 at the 20-yard line. Clements rolling to the left side, in trouble. Goes down. Manstead, Dave, the fellow we were just talking about, firing in to make the stop with help from Harper. The two ends blitzing across.
Well, they put a lot of pressure on it. It was a little bit of a play action. Clements was rolling out. Unfortunately, he was rolling out. The offensive man was blocking Manstead directly into the area. Clements was rolling out, and the two bodies collided. Manstead, with the superior size, just threw Clements to the ground.
Brian Doherty will have to punt from his own end zone for Notre Dame. Borg and Rodgers are set upfield. Rodgers the deep man, Borg the short man. And here is a fine high kick. Rodgers coming up, lets it go, and it is out of bounds at the 43-yard line. They place it at the 42. It was a 35-yard punt. He hung it high. No return tried by Rodgers. And Nebraska, in good shape, will operate at the Notre Dame 42-yard line. 13-10 left to play. We're in the third quarter. Nebraska leading this Orange Bowl Classic 20-0. David Hum at quarterback for the Cornhuskers. Ravel is split wide to the left. Hum rolling out, throwing a left-handed pass to Ravel at the 35. He's at the 30 and out of bounds down at the 28-yard line. Run out of bounds by Rudnick and Schlesis. The left-hander rolling to his left and throwing. He has very good balance when he does that, Dave. That's not easy for a left-hander to do.
Yes, he's a fine thrower, and again, referring to Coach Bob Devaney's remark last year, they said that he was the best thrower on the entire roster.
Wide to the right, Ravel. Wingback set to the left. And the give going to Dixon. Dixon outside of right tackle, slanting down inside the 25. He gets to the 23, upended there by Greg Marks with help from Rudnick. 12 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this third quarter, and Marks is coming out, and Potempa coming in. Notre Dame going to type of prevent. Defense. The counter to Rodgers at the 20, outside at the 15, down to the 10, still going to the 7-yard line. Reggie Barnett finally stops the Heisman Trophy winner at the 7-yard line. To say that Rodgers is quick is an understatement.
That was quite a hole there, but he got another 8 or 9 yards just on a very quick move and a tremendous burst. He just made a 90-degree turn, and I don't think he lost any speed at all, Jay.
They give the forward progress to the 6. First and goal to go, Nebraska. Rodgers down to the 3-yard line. Going over his own right tackle, Tim Sullivan at left end. And Kevin Nosbush at left tackle, making the play for the Fighting Irish. The Notre Dame bench down below. Across the way, Bob Devaney, coaching his last game as head coach of the Cornhuskers. Second and goal to go at the 4. Actually, it's between the 3 and the 4. Getting the call this time is Gary Dixon. He tries to go over the top. Doesn't get anything. Back to about the 4-yard line. Kevin Nosbush again making a play for Notre Dame. Notre Dame had averaged 5.1 yards per rush coming into this game. Nebraska 3.9. But the Cornhuskers have rushed. They have passed. They've done it all and done it well. 3rd and 4. Hum rolling to the left side. Rodgers, he's in. Touchdown. A gaping hole up the middle for Rodgers. Tremendous blocking up there by Doug Dumler, the center, and Mike Barron, the right guard.
It was kind of an influence type play. They took a lot of the Notre Dame defense to the left. Rodgers cutting back across the grain. Tremendous blocking, but Rodgers with a very, very quick burst. He was in the end zone before Notre Dame could recover from the influence going from right to left.
Dave, some of the pro teams say that they will, of course, draft whatever they need, but you would have to believe that if they've got a shot at this guy, they'll pick him number 1. They're going to go for 2, Nebraska. Hum rolling to the left side, throws it out to Gaylor. Gaylor is out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and the try for 2 is no good as Schlesis was covering over there in the zone for Notre Dame. So with 11:17 left to go in the 3rd quarter, there's a timeout here. Score, Nebraska 26, Notre Dame nothing. You know, you probably have a particular way of getting started on the cold mornings. Those of you who are in the cold country, an upset by Missouri, 30-26. Those are the only 2 losses of this past season. Clements rolling to the right side, out to the 23, to the 24.
Clements on the keeper.
Clements keeping and rolling to the right side. Jensen making the stop for the Cornhuskers, along with Steve Manstedt. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. 3rd quarter. Rodgers now with 143 total yards to his credit. 2nd down 7, Notre Dame. DeWan in motion to the left side. Clements wants to throw, has time. Throwing long downfield. And it's intended for Creaney, and he is interfered with. Penalty marker goes down. Creaney going against Zaven Urelian, the junior from Inglewood, California. Pass interference called against Urelian, and a Notre Dame first down at the Nebraska 47-yard line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
You're listening to KFAB, Omaha, Nebraska, NBC for the Great Midwest on a Monday night, the 1st day of January 1973. 21 degrees Omaha, 15 in Lincoln.
Here are the Fighting Irish, now on the move left to right. DeWan is out on the wing left. He's in motion, wide to the left side. Creaney split out to the right side. Clements to throw again. He's going for Creaney. And it is intercepted. Picking it off, Bob Thornton. Thornton went into the end zone. The impetus driving him into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line where Nebraska will take it over.
One of the problems that Tom Clements is having is that he's been lacking good pass protection, so it's forced him to keep his backs in the backfield. He kept Art Best in the halfback end, and by not putting the back out, his pattern is nowhere near effective. That time they double covered on Creaney, and he just had no chance. So it's a dilemma that he's having some problems overcoming.
Thornton, out of Lomita, California, junior, had 2 interceptions during the season. Nebraska from their own 20-yard line on the touchback, the interception by Thornton. Gary Dixon gets the handoff and slants off his own left tackle out to the 25-yard line. Jim O'Malley is there to make the tackle for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
5 yards.
Don't forget Super Bowl VII on NBC radio and television. The Dolphins and the Redskins, Sunday, January 14th at 3:30 Eastern Time. 2nd and 5. Hum on a little delay, handing it off to Dixon again. He's over the 30, 35, out to the 37-yard line. Ken Schlesis, defensive back on the right side, bringing him down. A first down for Nebraska. And the Cornhuskers continue to move that ball very well indeed against this Fighting Irish defense. Dixon now has 69 yards on 9 carries. 1st and 10, Nebraska at their own 37-yard line. Ravel split wide to the right. Rodgers in the slot right. Hum rolling to the right side, throwing long downfield for Ravel, overthrows him. Ravel covered very well by Tim Rudnick. Dave Rudnick has done a very good job against the wide receiver and also a couple of times covering Rodgers.
Well, he's got excellent speed. In fact, the Notre Dame coaches say he's the fastest man in the secondary. On special teams, he's the kick blocker, and he's just been exceptional, I think. I think one of the problems is that the Notre Dame front four has not been able to mount a real consistent rush. Marks put a little pressure on that time, but not anything forcing Hum to throw early.
Notre Dame with 3 turnovers in the game. Nebraska with 1. Hum rolling to the right, throwing for Rodgers. Got him at the 48, up to the 50-yard line. Johnny Rodgers stopped by Tim Rudnick. A quick flip out to the right side from Hum to Rodgers.
You know, we talk about Rodgers, and we also talk about Devaney possibly going with a pro team. He was asked the question, would he take a boy like Rodgers if he had a team? And he said, well, if I needed a guy like that, I'd take him, and I'd put him on the outside and try and get him the ball as often as possible against the little people on the outside. I don't think I'd keep him in tight, exposing him to the big linemen.
1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line, and Hum gives it to Jeff Moran. Moran, 6'1", 190, a sophomore from Huron, South Dakota, who is now in at the I-back slot. He's a number 3 rusher and a fine student, 5.6 average. Jeff Moran. Drew Mahalik credited with making the stop. Nebraska has it at the Irish 49-yard line. 2nd and 8. Hum this time to Rodgers. No, he faked to Rodgers, held on, throwing complete to Ravel. Tremendous faking by Hum. He fooled me, and he also fooled the cornerback on the right side, Mike Townsend, who isn't often fooled. The pass is complete all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Well, it was a double fake. It completely kept everybody right in their tracks. It literally nullified, I should say, the rush, and great fake. He put the ball on his hip and threw it out.
I thought it was going to be Rodgers throwing the halfback pass again. Beautiful faking. Here is Hum, handing straight away, and it goes to Maury Damkroger, and he fights his way over his own left tackle inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 12. Mike Townsend and Jim Mazurka there for Notre Dame to check him. Clock running with 8:10 left to play. We're in the 3rd quarter. The 39th annual Orange Bowl Classic. Nebraska has the lead 26-0 and driving again against the Fighting Irish. Hum this time to Rodgers. The end around from the left side. He was on the wing. Coming to the left. Gets to the 5-yard line. Mahalik makes the tackle, but it's another. Nebraska first down. And it will be 1st and goal to go at the 5-yard line.
You know, we haven't remarked much about the offensive line, but Darrell White, Dan Anderson, Doug Dumler, Mike Barron, and Marv Crenshaw, the front 5, have just been doing a super job. Jerry List, the tight end, he's been alternating somewhat with Brett Longwell, but they're just pushing the Notre Dame front 4 just back. 1st and goal on the 5.
Hum calls the signals, gives to Rodgers. He is touchdown. I had to wait for the official. Oh, what a tremendous run right up the gut from the 5-yard line. Rodgers another score.
He should have been stopped short, but the tremendous leg drive, 175-pounder, just a lot of determination, and we're just seeing why he was voted the Heisman Trophy winner.
Mike Barron, the senior from Ord, Nebraska, and Maury Damkroger, junior from Sterling, Colorado, doing some fine blocking. blocking, but Rodgers did a great job on his own. Hum will hold. Sanger will attempt the point after. The ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 7 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Timeout here in the Orange Bowl. The score, Nebraska Cornhuskers 33, Notre Dame Fighting Irish nothing.
So you found a new pad, you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get a fold-down seat here in the back. Gives you 6.5 feet of space to pack. Whatever you got to pack in the back. Fully carpeted. Seat folds up, too. With a roof that opens on a country ride, don't cost much extra. Let the sun inside. Crank shut, too. Nice and tight. Cause the sun don't shine very much at night. Of course, everybody knows that. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get more out of it, because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference.
Nebraska has scored again to lead it 33-0. Sanger will kick off. Best and Dewan are back to receive for Notre Dame. High end over ender. Dewan at the 5-yard line. Fumbles. Picks it up. Gets back to the 10 to the 12-yard line. Dewan had trouble handling it. At the 12-yard line, he stopped on the play by John Bell, a junior from Anaheim, California. Pennick, Dewan, and Huff now with Clements in the Notre Dame backfield. Notre Dame has never been shut out in a bowl game. They are down 33-0 at the moment. Here's the handoff going to Andy Huff, the fullback, slanting out over his own right guard. Got near the 15-yard line. Rich Glover overpowered him at that point. Place the ball between the 14 and 15-yard line. Make it second down and a short 7. 7 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Townsend is wide to the right. Dewan goes in motion to the left side. The pitch comes back to Pennick. Pennick outside to the 20-yard line, cutting around his own left end.
Was stopped by
Pennick hit on the play by Willie Harper.
Jay, you talk about Notre Dame never being shut out in a bowl game. I've just checked the record books quickly, and Ara Parsegian's Notre Dame teams have been shut out only once, and that was a 0-0 tie with Miami in 1965.
Third down 2. Dewan in motion to the right side this time. Clements throwing and incomplete. He had his man Willie Townsend at the 45-yard line all alone. A fine throw from Clements. Townsend dropped it. Mason, the monster man, covering in the zone, but all alone was Townsend.
Well thrown ball, hit him right where he should have caught it, right in the hands, and you know when things go bad, when it rains it pours, but they just can't seem to get it going, bringing in the punting situation.
Doherty is on to do the punting, and it will be Rodgers and Borg who again drop back. Borg is the short man. He calls the situation for the Heisman Trophy winner. Doherty gets it away, trying to kick it to the far side away from Rodgers, and does. It goes out of bounds, and we'll wait and see where our officials mark it in here. It'll be right at the midfield marker. So Nebraska will take over 1st and 10 after a 30-yard punt. The Cornhuskers have it at the 50-yard line. 6 minutes, 12 seconds left to play. We're in the third quarter. And right now, a timeout here in the Orange Bowl. The score, Nebraska 33, Notre Dame nothing. A 33-0 score. Nebraska in the lead. We come back to play 1st and 10 for Nebraska at midfield. They're moving right to left here in the third quarter. Dave Hum at quarterback throws to the far side. Rodgers. He's at the 45, the 40, down the sideline. At the 15, not. Johnny Rodgers with a pass from Hum, 50-yard touchdown.
Yes, he caught the ball right about at the line of scrimmage, Jay, and he went right down the sideline behind some excellent blocking. The blocking disintegrated. There were 3 Notre Dame defensive backs, had shots at him. He completely reversed his field, cut across, and scored right under the goalpost. Again, the versatility of Johnny Rodgers.
Man, when he gets that football, he really makes it happen. Hum will hold. The ball is down. Sanger boots it up, and it is good. 6 minutes left to go. We're in the third quarter. This 39th Orange Bowl Classic, which at the moment is a romp. Nebraska leading at 40-0 over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. And Dave, in a little while, if this keeps up, you're going to have to go to the record books to see the worst defeats that a Fighting Irish team has ever received.
Well, I know that Johnny Rodgers has scored his 4th touchdown, and that's gonna test a few records here.
The check and see. I'm guessing that is an Orange Bowl record.
I'm fairly certain it is.
He has done everything but pop popcorn here tonight. Here is the kickoff from Sanger downfield, and it is taken by Pennick at the 10. 15, 20, to the outside. He tries to go. He gets to the 23-yard line. Pennick on the return. He was met by Bill Slowey, a senior from Hawthorne, California, on the specialty unit for Nebraska. Five minutes and 54 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. And here are the Fighting Irish, 1st and 10. The ball at their own 23. Clements handing it off to Andy Huff, the fullback. Huff gets to the 27-yard line, going over left guard. At that point, coming in to make the play is John Highland, who is now in at an end spot for the Cornhuskers. Highland, a senior from Lincoln, Nebraska. He collared him at the 26-yard line.
I see that Bobby Luna for Alabama against Syracuse in 1953 scored 19 points. So Johnny Rodgers on 4 touchdowns, 24 points, has already surpassed that record.
Here's Clements passing, and it is complete, I think. At the 30-yard line, the catch made by Andy Huff. I had to wait for the official down the far sideline to call it a complete pass or not. Frank Pitts, the weak side linebacker, was there. I think that's one of the differences in the pro rules and the college rules, of course. You only have to have 1 foot in a college game.
Another rule is the 25 seconds between plays. I'm used to talking a little more between the plays. Boy, they get a lot of plays. Again, Notre Dame getting 32 and Nebraska getting 49 in the half, but that's an awful lot of football plays.
3rd down and 3 for Notre Dame, their own 30-yard line. The pitch comes back to Eric Pennick. Pennick at the 35, at the 37, 1st down for the Fighting Irish.
1st down for Notre Dame.
Pennick is just a sophomore, and the stop was made over there on the far side by Harper with help from Dave Mason. Pennick is very impressive, Dave, and he's got a great future ahead of him, I believe.
Well, if he stays out of parade.
Well, that's a sophomore mistake, right? A handoff to Huff, slant over right tackle to the 40-yard line. John Dutton overthrew him at that point. Dutton, the right tackle, out of Rapid City, South Dakota, had a little help from the weak side linebacker John Pitts. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining, third quarter. The clock is running. Nebraska leading at 40-0 over Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish facing 2nd down 8 from their own 39-yard line. Pennick on the wing left. On the keeper, Clements cutting back in the middle at the 45, the 47, still on his feet, up to the 49-yard line. A nice run by Tommy Clements. And another 1st down for Notre Dame. Pitts, the weak side linebacker, Jensen, the left tackle, came in to finally drop the quarterback for the Fighting Irish.
All during the week, we watched films of Notre Dame and Nebraska, and the thing that impressed me most about young Tom Clements is his real quick feet. Obviously, he's a great basketball player. Digger Phelps would love to have him playing with him, but he showed there why he's so quick and versatile as a quarterback.
The give going to Pennick, outside to the left. He spins down to the 45, gets to the 44. Hits the weak side linebacker. Making the stop, he's from Flint, Michigan. Huff now is going to be replaced in the Notre Dame backfield by John Chiskowski. They call him Cisco, a fine blocker. Hopes to go to medical school. He's from Detroit, Michigan. Chiskowski now in at fullback. Pennick in motion to the right side. He gets it, got blockers in front of him, cuts down, gets about 2 yards. Darrell DeWan carrying the ball to the 42-yard line. Monty Johnson, who is at left tackle for the Cornhuskers now. Johnson is a fellow who doesn't make many mistakes, a senior who's done a fine job of filling in. Pennick now has 41 yards on 6 carries. We have 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Nebraska leading at 40-0. Notre Dame, third down 2, the ball at the Nebraska 42-yard line. Penalty marker goes down. Looked like Nebraska had jumped offside.
You know, as we look at Johnson down there, or Monty Johnson wearing number 37, you don't see many defensive linemen wearing numbers like that. But as I mentioned earlier, he's 6'6", weighs 239 pounds, and a lot of people feel, although he's not playing regular on this club, that given a different defensive alignment, he could be a good pro, and so they think he's going to be drafted very high, possibly first or second round.
2 minutes and 51 seconds. Playing time remaining, third quarter. First and 10 for Notre Dame. DeWan in motion to the left side this time. And the handoff back to DeWan, coming the other way to the right, down to the 32-yard line. Dave Mason, the monster man, there to halt him. And Dave, you talked earlier about the motion, the formations, and Notre Dame, they really show you a lot of sense.
Well, you're going in different directions, and they had it going pretty good, but I don't think they're able to match the muscle of this mighty black shirt, is what they call the Nebraska defense, and there's just too much muscle. But they've got formations, men moving, motion. That time DeWan went motion, stop, came back underneath with a reverse. They just shifting directions continually.
Demerly this time is wide to the left. He's in to replace Townsend. And the give is to Al Samuel, who just joined the Fighting Irish backfield. Samuel slanting outside to the right, got to about the 33. Mason again is there to make the stop from his monster man position. Dave, the monster man, they call it. He's really a roving back.
Well, he's a roving back. He's similar to a strong safety in the pro. He lines up kind of quick. If it's a run, he's up real fast. In fact, Mason made a couple plays earlier today in the backfield, and that's his job. He's up almost on the line of scrimmage. If they come his way, his keys, he goes across and takes on whatever comes his way.
3rd and 6 at the 33, and Clements ran smack dab into Chiskowski. He got the ball, and there was a problem on the handoff. And Harper came in just to pop down on the Fighting Irish quarterback, and now they're going to face 4th down and 7, and they're going to go at this point. Down 40-0, why not? A minute left to play, third quarter. Samuel in motion to the left side. Clements fades to pass, rolling to the left side, looking, throwing, completing. Mike Creedy made the catch at the 20, took it down to the 17-yard line. A first down for Notre Dame. Dave Mason making the tackle on Creedy.
Again, he was rolling to his left and threw. He was getting tremendous pressure from the bottom side of the defensive line, and he threw right on the dime, going the opposite way and throwing on the dead run. It's the hardest thing a quarterback can do. Tom Clements, a sophomore, did it with ease.
Mason and Thornton tackled on the last play.
Half a minute left to go in this third quarter. Notre Dame down at the 17-yard line of Nebraska. Pennick in motion to the right side, takes it, cuts back in over right guard. Or DeWan, excuse me, not Pennick. Darrell DeWan inside the 15-yard line. He got to about the 13. Rich Glover subdued him at that point. Clock running now with 10 seconds left to go in this third quarter. They may not get another playoff here. Willie Townsend returning to the Notre Dame lineup, replacing Pete Demerly. There is the whistle, the end of the third quarter. After 3 periods of play, the score, Nebraska 40, Notre Dame nothing.
This is Mike Moss, NBC Radio News, where you hear it first. Politics, Washington, the presidency, hear it first on radio. The United Nations, consumerism, crime, hear it first on radio. Southeast Asia, Northern Ireland, the Mideast, on-the-spot coverage on NBC Radio. Analysis, in-depth reporting, special events, hotline bulletins, the sounds of a world in conflict, the sounds of a nation directing its destiny. From prison rebellions to key Senate votes, presidential announcements to startling court verdicts, NBC Radio brings you the story, now, not later. Hear the news first. Hear it at its very best. Hear it on NBC Radio.
We're set to move to the final period of play here in the Orange Bowl. Nebraska leading 40-0 over Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish will have it 2nd and 5 at the Nebraska 12 as we come back to play. After this game, Coach Bob Penny gives up the head coaching job, remains as athletic director at Nebraska, and he hands over the reins to Tom Osborne, who will take over this team immediately after this game. In fact, he'll run the show at the team party here in Miami tomorrow night. Quayle is the new tight end now for Notre Dame. Here is the handoff going to Chiskowski, and Cisco takes it down to about the 7-yard line, straight ahead for the first down. Tom Rudd, a sophomore from Bloomington, Minnesota, linebacker, on the weak side, making the stop. Third quarter statistics, plays are about even, 63 for Nebraska, Notre Dame 51. Rushing yardage, 240 for Nebraska, 72 for Notre Dame. That's the story right there. First and goal to go from the 6. Clements handing off to Dewan. He hurdles forward inside the 5-yard line. He's between the 4 and the 5. Jensen and Dutton are there for the Cornhuskers, along with Rich Glover.
Another part of the story, Jay, is 13 out of 18 passes for David Humm for 185 yards and no interceptions, whereas Notre Dame has had 3 intercepted, and they've completed just 6 out of 15.
Second down, goal to go, ball just inside the 5. Clements takes it, rolls to the right, looking, wants to throw, is in trouble, comes back the other way, now throws and completes it. A touchdown to Pete Demerly, the wide receiver. Demerly, the sophomore from New Canaan, Connecticut. And the Fighting Irish get on the board. 13:51 to play in this game. The pass going from Clements to Demerly. He, I was told Dave was excellent in a crowd in catching the ball, and he was right there in front of Dave Mason and Zaven Urelian to take the catch.
Again, we saw Clements' quick feet. He maneuvered around. He got an awful lot of pass rush, but he wisely kept his feet, kept his head, kept his cool. They call him Mr. Cool, Mr. Poise. They call him Spanky. He's got a lot of nicknames, but he's a real comer.
And Notre Dame taking a timeout. I guess they're going to decide how they're going to go for 2, because that's what they obviously want to do. Don't forget now on January the 14th, 3:30 Eastern Time on NBC Radio and Television, Super Bowl number 7. The Dolphins of Don Shula, the Redskins of George Allen, from Los Angeles, Super Bowl 7 on NBC Radio and TV. And don't forget, too, on Monitor coming up for you this weekend, the coverage of the PGA Golf Tournament starts. And Monitor throughout the golf season of 1973 will be bringing you up to date on the weekend action on the PGA Golf Tour. With 13:51 left to go in this game, our score is Nebraska 40, Notre Dame 6. Back for the Cornhuskers, Johnny Rodgers and Rich Baugh. A low liner coming down. Baugh takes it at the 8, back over to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, up to the 31-yard line. Out of free Fremont, Nebraska. Very exciting runner, just a sophomore, Rich Baugh. Sherman Smith, another sophomore out of Chillicothe, Missouri. An all-stater, just 19 years old, making the stop on the specialty unit for Notre Dame. Well, I'm sure Bob Devaney is now going to show us a good many of his young people and backup people. 13:45 left to go. Frosty Anderson comes wide to the right. Jeff Moran, along with Dan Kroger and Rodgers. Moran getting it from quarterback Hum. Right up the middle he goes. Hit down at the 35. Got to about the 36. George Haydock was the man that corralled him at that point. Ball just over the 35. Nebraska with the lead. Nebraska with the football. 2nd down and 5. The ball just over their own 35-yard line. Spread formation. Hum rolling to the left side, keeping over the 40, 45 to the 47-yard line. And that is not Hum, but Runty. Steve Runty, a junior from Ogallala, Nebraska.
11 yards gain.
Fine runner. He hangs very tough. He is now at quarterback for Nebraska. We have Runty, Moran, Dan Kroger, and Baugh in the Cornhusker backfield. Credit Mahalik with the stop on the quarterback on the last play. 1st and 10 at the 47. Quick pitch coming back to Baugh. He's over the 50, down to the 45, down to the 40-yard line. Jim Mazurka making the stop. They're going to place it down at the 41-yard line. It looks like another 1st down. It is a 1st down for Nebraska.
Hey, I'm looking over the Nebraska roster and several familiar names. A lot of these guys look like there's going to be a penalty stepped off, a personal foul. I think somebody must have hit Baugh after he was down. There's a signal personal foul against Notre Dame, moving the ball to the 26.5-yard line. But a lot of these Nebraska players, this is their 3rd Rose Bowl or 3rd Orange Bowl, and this means an awful lot as far as maturity factors go.
All right, Runty at quarterback. And he gives it to Baugh, coming around from the left side, and he's hit behind the line on a fine play by Gary Potipa. Right now, let's take time out to pause 10 seconds for station identification.
8 for a loss of 2.
This is KFAB in Omaha, good neighbor to the Midwest. Stay tuned for the 10 p.m. news immediately following the game.
Loss of 2 yards on the last play. It'll be 2nd down 12. Nebraska, the Notre Dame 29-yard line. Runty faking, holding on, throwing long downfield, and intercepted by Mike Townsend. Townsend, who had 10 interceptions to lead the nation. The pass was intended down the far sideline for Dave Gaylor. And Mike Townsend, the junior from Hamilton, Ohio, a great leaper, went up to make the interception. Out to the 20-yard line it comes, and Notre Dame will have it there. 11 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in this 39th annual Orange Bowl game, Orange Bowl of 73. Jim Rolfe now coming in for Notre Dame at the wide receiver spot. And there's a timeout here in the Orange Bowl with the score, Nebraska 40, Notre Dame 6. 1st down 10 for Notre Dame from their own 20-yard line. Clements fades to pass. Being rushed, swings it out to Dewan at the 20. He's got it, the 25 to the 26-yard line. A little upset with himself. He thought he should have busted it open. He was met over there by Bill Slowey, a senior from Hawthorne, California, along with Zaven Urelian. Notre Dame has started only one drive in Nebraska territory. That came on a fumble recovery. They start this one from the 20, a 5-yard gain now to the 25, and it's 2nd down 5 for Notre Dame. Jim Rolfe, wide receiver set left. The attendance announced 80,010 here tonight. Here's a pass that is batted at the line of scrimmage as Clements was intending way downfield. 80,010 sitting in on this Orange Bowl game of 1973. And Dave, it won't be long until a young man who looks younger than his years, actually. Tom Osborne takes over as the new head coach of the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. And although he loses an Outland Trophy winner and a Heisman Trophy winner, he inherits some very fine talent. It is 3rd and 5. Pass intended for Ralph, batted down.
He's gonna have 42 Letterman coming back, but as Coach Devaney has said over the week, he is going to definitely lose some superstars, one of which I see already with his pads off, sitting on the bench. I think he's had his day's work. Johnny Rodgers, sitting in his gray T-shirt, soaked with perspiration, but he's done his day's job. 4 touchdowns. He's thrown for 1. I don't know what else he could do. I haven't seen anybody bring a water bucket by and want to know if he wants to distribute water. He can't play a musical instrument to my knowledge, so I think he's done it all for tonight.
Doherty in punt formation for Notre Dame. He boots it. Downfield. It is Sanger taking it at the 30. 35, breaks through at the 40. At the 50. Rich Baugh. I think I said Sanger. I meant to say Rich Baugh, not Rich Sanger. Baugh returning up across the 40-yard line. John Dampier, the co-captain for the Fighting Irish, making the tackle finally on Baugh. A player injured at the 40-yard line down below, and a penalty flag also on this play, and they're going to bring it back. One of the Notre Dame men is shaken up. A 45-yard punt with a 32-yard return, but a clip against Nebraska.
I think it's the punter, Brian Doherty, down, being attended to. The officials now are stepping off the clipping penalty. Baugh has been very flashy in a couple of performances, Jay, returning kickoffs and also returning punts, besides looking pretty good from scrimmage carries.
He's just a sophomore out of Fremont, Nebraska, 5'11", 182. And as we said earlier, I think the best way to describe him is that he is a very exciting performer. Now the injured player, Doherty, the punter, one of 9 children. Young fellow out of Portland, Oregon, a junior, is helped off to the near side. And we're ready to play with 10:59 remaining in this game. And Nebraska leading at 40-6. Now the officials are calling a timeout. Bob Devaney, 11 years at Nebraska, 57 years old, and a record at Nebraska of 100 wins, 20 losses, and 2 ties. The winningest coach in college football for the past 8 seasons. And Dave, what a way for him to go out.
Yeah, he's going to go out. I still have my doubts, Jay. He's very guarded about his future, but I don't think he's going to sit and shuffle papers at the University of Nebraska Athletic Department for too long before he wants to get back in.
He doesn't seem like the type. Here is Runny on a keeper, pitching out now to Olds, and Olds is run out of bounds at the 22-yard line by Jim Mazurka. Mazurka's a fine performer. He's a headhunter. He goes for that ball. Senior from East Liverpool, Ohio. It's good football country.
Yeah, they've had some excellent play from these guys. Mahalik has done extremely well along with Jim Mazurka, and a lot of these people have been cast in different roles. They've had to play these positions because of various injuries.
2nd down and 10. Hand off to Jeff Moran. Moran, who's now in at the I-back spot for the Cornhuskers, crossing up over the 25. And at about the 26-yard line, he's stopped on the play by Tim Sullivan. Sullivan, the junior from Des Moines, Iowa. In there at an end spot. Golden Gloves champion, 1969. Pretty good boxer. Moran again, this time outside his own right tackle to the 30-yard line. Gary Potempa, the junior from Niles, Illinois, making the stop. Potempa and Rudnick both went to school at Notre Dame High in Niles, Illinois. They're going to measure here to see if there was enough yardage for the first down. The clock shows 10:18 left to go in the game. Nebraska in complete control, leading 40-6 over Notre Dame. Nebraska beat Alabama 38-6 here a year ago. The year before, 17-12 over LSU. They've actually scored more points in this game than in any of the preceding Orange Bowl appearances. It is a 4th down play coming, and And Sanger is on to do the punting as we have Bob Zanat and Ken Schlesis back to receive for Notre Dame. The line of scrimmage is the Nebraska 30-yard line. Sanger averaged 40.2 during the season. He gets this one away, and it's a fine boot. Zanat at the 25, up to the 29, to the 30-yard line. Coming downfield, making the tackle for Nebraska, John Bell, the junior from Anaheim, California, down again. A 43-yard punt, a 3-yard return. A timeout here in the Orange Bowl. The score, Nebraska 40, Notre Dame 6.
The world of sports. The winners, the losers, the coaches, the players, the anger, the elation, what they're saying, what they're doing. Check out the scores, check out the players, check out all the action. Check out in the locker room, in the dugout, behind the scenes. Sometimes we really don't know the inside story. Why they're traded, why they're heroes, why they're on top, why they're in a slump. But it all makes news in the world of sports. From the big leagues to the bush leagues, our game is to cover it all, to keep you sports fans right on top of things and to take you inside things. This is Kurt Gowdy, inviting you to join me every weekday for a trip inside sports. And don't forget, I'll be with you weekends, too, with late reports on Monitor, all right here on NBC Radio.
Notre Dame, 1st and 10 from their own 29. Dewan in motion to the right side. Clements fades to pass. The rush is on. Trying to set up a screen. He does. He gets it to Rolfe on the left side over the 35, the 40, and out to the 44-yard line. Jim Rolfe, a defensive halfback sometimes, out of Swickley, Pennsylvania, another Pittsburgh suburb. He got it up to the 45-yard line. It was Monty Johnson, along with Steve Manstedt, who came in to stifle him there. Clock running with 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. First down, Notre Dame at their own 44-yard line. Clements rolling to the right side, in trouble. He's got to get rid of it. He does, and he throws short of the intended receiver on the far side, Darrell Dewan. Real good rush put on that time. Firing across on the play, John Hyland. Nine minutes and 33 seconds left to go. Monty Johnson also coming in there to harass Clements a little bit. It'll be second down 10. Notre Dame at their own 44-yard line. Clements is 9 out of 20 in the passing department, 105 yards, 3 interceptions. Dewan in motion to the right side. Chiskowski gets it. Fires in over his own left tackle. Gets out to about the 48-yard line. Going to place it down at the 49, actually. John Bell, who is now in at middle guard for Bob Devaney's Cornhuskers, a junior from Anaheim, California. Had a knee injury in '71, missed the whole season. Now Glover is back in for him. 9 minutes left to go. Notre Dame 4 for 12 on third down conversions. This is 3rd and 5. It goes to Pennick, and Pennick is close to the first down, as he got down to the Nebraska 47-yard line. He's between the 46 and 47. It is very, very close to the first down. I don't think he quite got there. He's about a half a yard short. Glover was the man who made the play for Nebraska. Well, Notre Dame will go on 4th and less than a yard at the Nebraska 46.5-yard line. Clements calling the signals at quarterback for the Fighting Irish. He hands it off to Chiskowski. He's got the first down and more, going down inside the 40. Chiskowski gets to the 35-yard line and a first down for Notre Dame. Well, more than 80,000 here tonight. A far cry it is from that first Orange Bowl game played in 1935 in an old wooden stadium here in Miami. 5,134 showed up, and Bucknell beat Miami 26-0. 1st and 10 at the 37 of Nebraska for Notre Dame. Handoff going to Pennick. Pennick slanting in, gets to the 35-yard line as he went to the left side, coming off the right wing. About a yard to the 34-yard line where Rod Norrie, a sophomore from Geneva, Wisconsin, who was a fine prospect, 6'4" and 240, made the play.
Jay, the entire Orange Bowl festival is a 23-day festival. It starts with golf tournaments, bowling tournaments, tennis tournaments. Ladies golf tournament comes in starting this week and that's the official end of the Orange Bowl festival.
Well, they have a great week here, a great couple of weeks. Pennick gets the pitch back from Clements this time, and Zabin Uralian coming up to make the play.
I saw somewhere, Jay, that 600,000 people witnessed the Orange Bowl parade the other evening. Some 55 or 65 million people watched it on television. The Orange Bowl brings approximately 150,000 people into the Miami area for one reason or another, either the golf tournament or tennis, football game. A lot of red shirts and red jackets from Nebraska, and a lot of people from South Bend have come to watch this fine football game.
Going to be 3rd down and 9 now at the 36. The pitch back coming to Dewan, going to throw the halfback pass for Rolfe, and he couldn't quite get it to him. Jim Rolfe down at the 20-yard line.
Correction. Dewan.
Covered by
Incomplete.
George Quiros
Intended for Rolfe.
and Dave Mason. But the pass a little bit overthrown.
Attention, please. All tropic transit passengers from Fort Myers Beach.
6:40 left to go in this game. Nebraska leading at 40-6. Great night it has been for the Cornhuskers, for Bob Devaney, for Johnny Rodgers, for Willie Harper, for Rich Glover, and for Nebraska fans. Here's Clements rolling to the right side on 4th and 9, throwing and incomplete, intending it on the far sideline for Darrell Dewan, and coming in to do a pretty good job of harassing Clements that time was Weezer, and it will go over to Nebraska at the 35-yard line. They'll have it there with 6.5 minutes to go, and the game well in hand, 40-0, or 40-6. Pat McGraw is now at a linebacker spot on the right side. He's a sophomore from Fort Collins, Colorado. Tom Devine is in at left end, a sophomore from Jackson, Michigan. Changes for Notre Dame here. Runty, the quarterback for the Cornhuskers, throwing to the far side, incomplete. The pass intended over there. On the far side for
Steve Runty's pass, incomplete.
We've got a number that we don't have. It was intended for Hill. At this point, Dave, they're beginning to play some people with numbers we don't even have.
Yeah, it's Jeff Hill, number 36. He's a split end, 6'2", 190 sophomore from LaGrange, Illinois.
Nebraska brought 85 men down on the Orange Bowl squad. In motion now, Moran to the left side. Runty fades to pass, swings it out. It is complete to Damkroger. He's still on his feet at the 40, getting outside to the 43 and run out of bounds at the 44-yard line on the far side by Sherman Smith. Smith, the linebacker, now at the left side position for the Fighting Irish. They bring it in and place it at the 44-yard line. Nebraska in their own territory, leading this game 40-6. Bob Devaney, a graduate of Little Alma College in Michigan, former head coach at Miami, started his coaching career at Big Beaver High School in Michigan, and ending his college career at Nebraska with this one here tonight. Rich Baugh
has the ball.
Gary Potempa making the stop on Baugh as he cut to the left side. He got it out to about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised the next time Notre Dame gets the ball if we see Cliff Brown coming in for Tom Clements at quarterback. I saw Brown taking a few center snaps, and he looks like he's getting ready. He's warming up slightly. Clements is on the bench. I think we'll see Brown next offensive play. 1st and 10 to go for the Cornhuskers. Runty keeping inside the 50, gets down to the 48-yard line. Runty is the better of the runners of the two Cornhusker quarterbacks. He is a junior. Very tough performer.
4 yards gain.
At a 3.8 average. And Hum, incidentally, was minus yards. in rushing during the regular season. 2nd down and 6. Nebraska on the move from left to right. 5.5 minutes to go in this game. Runty fades to pass. Got lots of time. Out it comes to Garson. Garson is hit behind the line of scrimmage at the 49-yard line of Nebraska. And Sherman Smith coming up to make the very fine play for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. This being the 4th appearance in a bowl for Notre Dame, their record is going to go to 2-2. And Nebraska, this their 11th appearance, they're going to go over the 500 mark. They will have won 6 and lost 5 in their bowl appearances. And 3 in a row here in the Orange Bowl. Runty handing off, giving it to number 41, Ralph Powell, who's just come into the game. Powell gets a first down as he moves down to the 42-yard line where Greg Collins made the stop. 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. Clock stopping, of course, on the moving of the chains for the first down. And now the clock is back in motion as Nebraska comes to the line of scrimmage. Westbrook and Powell are in there now with Runty, the quarterback. Runty handing it off to Glenn Garson. Garson got to the 40-yard line where Kevin Nosbush came across to curb him. At halftime, Nebraska led 20-0. At the end of 3 quarters, 40-0. They have a 40-6 lead as we come down to the final 4 minutes of play here in the Orange Bowl. 2nd down and 9 at the 40-yard line of Notre Dame. It goes this time to Garson again. And Garson is stopped by Sherman Smith as he got inside the 35, cutting up the middle. Garson is a junior from Fullerton, California, majoring in theater arts. They call him Satch, and the reason is he likes to talk.
Well, it's a happy bunch on the far side of the field and a very sad bunch down here. I think this will have to go down as Ara Parseghian's worst defeat as a Notre Dame coach. He was beaten earlier 45-23 by Southern Cal, but the margin here should be even greater than that loss.
Here's a pitch back. Runty getting it back to Rich Baugh. Baugh getting down about the 31 or 32-yard line. Craig Collins, who is another sophomore now in the Notre Dame lineup from Troy, Michigan. Young fellow comes from the same area that a fellow named Leon Hart came from. Remember him?
Oh, do I remember him? Yeah, he was a great one. In fact, Earl Morrill, who has a son who is in Michigan, and his family's still in Michigan. Earl's the quarterback with the Dolphins. Was telling me that Leon Hart's son is about 6'7". He's a sophomore in high school, and he's 6'7", weighs about 230 pounds.
His daddy was something else. It is 4th down and 1 for Nebraska, and they go for it at the 30-yard line. They give it to Baugh. He's got the first down. He went across the 30-yard line. Sherman Smith making the stop. Another first down. Nebraska now has 28 first downs in this football game. We have 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the battle that has been won decisively tonight by the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. Dave, you might look and see how many points. What's the most points scored in a
61? Alabama had 61 against Syracuse in 53, but they're Nebraska's 1 first down away from tying a record.
Here's Baugh getting the pitch back, in trouble, lost yardage. Back at the 36-yard line for Notre Dame, coming up to make the play, Jim Stock, a freshman defensive end from Barberton, Ohio. Mike Stock is an assistant coach with the Fighting Irish. And he's the brother.
I'm sure that first down record would be a happy one to get for Alabama or Nebraska, because Alabama had 29 first downs against Nebraska in 1966, so they'd like to vindicate that and possibly make a new record here.
2nd down, 16. Runty wants to throw. He does, and it is incomplete down at the 15-yard line. Pass was intended for Jeff Hill, number 36, down there, and he had it. Couldn't hold it. Minute 52 left to go. Nebraska is leading 40-6.
I also look at one of the records, most players used by one team, Alabama against Syracuse in that big lopsided game of 53. They used 47 players. I'm sure that Coach Bob Devaney has used that many and possibly more.
They may have set a record here, both teams, for using players tonight. On 3rd and 16, Runty wants to throw. He throws, and it's complete. Down at the 20, down to the 18, to the 17-yard line, Jeff Hill. And it will be a Nebraska first down. The tackle made by Mike Townsend. A minute and 44 left to go. We pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Mike Townsend tackle. First down.
First down, Nebraska. Runty pitching it back to Glenn Garson. He's hit right about the line of scrimmage, trying to go to his left side. Tom Devine again, the sophomore.
Devine tackle.
Is coming off knee surgery. Also has played some linebacker, now in at an end spot. He made the stop for Notre Dame. Coming to the 1-minute mark left to play in this game. 60 seconds left to go. Notre Dame on the defense. Nebraska driving left to right. Runty rolling right on 2nd and 10. Going to keep inside the 20, down to the 15. Away at the 10. Inside at the 8. Spinning away down to the 7-yard line and brought down there finally by Sherman Smith and Greg Collins. An exciting run by Runty. I want to say thanks to Edward Moose Krause, the athletic director at Notre Dame, Ara Parsegian, the head coach, his entire coaching staff, and sports information director Roger Baldessari. To Bob Devaney, the head coach and athletic director at the University of Nebraska, his coaching staff, and sports information director Don Bryant. Here's Runty handing off, and moving into about the 7-yard line was Don Westbrook. Collins making the stop there. Nebraska has had 11 different backs carry the ball in this game tonight. That's got to be a record, I know that.
They also have their 30th first down, and 14 seconds ago, it should be understood these guys don't want to murder Notre Dame, but these are young players that haven't had a chance to play a heck of a lot, and they want to do their best. I don't think it should be considered a rubbing injury or salt into the wounds by Bob Devaney and his staff and to Ara Parsegian and the Notre Dame people, but these young players just want to do a good job.
And Dave, a timeout called now by Nebraska with 14 seconds left. I want to say thanks certainly to Ernie Seiler, the man who dreams it all up here, to his director Dan McNamara, the production manager of the pageants, Hal Fleming. And although you couldn't see it, we hope you got a visual picture of it from what the words we passed along, maybe. Tony Lorino, the art director, who puts together so much of the beautiful scenes here. I'd like to thank the entire Orange Bowl committee for their help.
First and goal to go at the 7 for Nebraska. Runty rolling to the right side. He's in trouble. He's going to go down, and he does. Back at the 12-yard line, Tom Duval making a stop. This is going to be it. The gun sounds. The end of the game as Bob Devaney is hoisted onto the shoulders of his players. He ends his coaching career at Nebraska as this game comes to a close. The final score, Nebraska 40, Notre Dame 6.
Qualified back, I was amazed when he threw the perfect strike to Frosty Anderson. It was a great deception, but most of your backs can't throw very well, Jay, and I thought that continual pressure by a very strong defensive unit kept a lot of pressure on a young quarterback. He kept his poise throughout. However, they just were outmatched physically. I don't think it was a real bad defeat. It's not going to look good on Notre Dame's great record over the many years, but still in all, they had a good football game. They played a very fine football team. I think that the big difference, though, was in the trenches up front. I think Nebraska just out-muscled them and had too much talent up front.
Dave, a pleasure to work with you again this year, and certainly congratulations on a fine job here analyzing this action tonight. Many thanks, too, to our spotters, Russ Baldwin for Nebraska and Terry Madden for Notre Dame. Our statistician here in the Orange Bowl tonight, Harry Van Suskill. Our engineer, Gene Ryder of WIOD in Miami. And the producer of the 1973 Orange Bowl Football Classic, Fred Way from NBC New York. And now this is Jay Randolph, along with Dave Kasurik, saying good night and Happy New Year from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida.